Welcome back to the Fishing Doctor's Adventures. This is a jaw jacker. This is my review. I've been using it for a few years now and I'm very impressed with these things. I've caught a lot of fish on it and most days it outfishes me. So I know I've made some other videos. None of them have really detailed the use of it and exactly how to set it up. But let us run through that right now. So it collapses down very nice, so you see very compact, and it pops up really fast. So you just send the legs out to the front and they have these nice ice hooks so they won't slide around on the ice. Throughout the other side. Now I've seen guys who set them up, they'll put it like this, the legs out, they think it's better, wider. That's not good because then your jaw jacker can pivot like this. You need to put them all the way forwards and it straddles a 10-inch hole, no problem. We use 10-inch holes all the time up here. Then you pull the pin out from the gray rail and you slide it forwards. Pull the pin out from above this little rod holder and you can set it up. It has 3 slots. The further back you set it, the more tension you put on the rod. I usually put it in the middle one and it works just fine. The other one, it depends on the rod length. There's a bunch of numbered holes from 1 to 7. I usually put it number 4 with a 26 to 28 inch rod. That works pretty good, puts a nice bend on the rod. Use that for trout and for walleye. So once you got that set up, this is your trigger mechanism over here at the end. It has a little hook on it right there, and that is what you put the loop through on the rod. Now I'll show you that in a second. And this is the other part of the trigger mechanism, which the fish pulls down and releases the trigger. So you put this down first through the line, you pop that up and it holds the rod down in place until the fish bites. Okay, let's show you how that's done. Next important part is the rod, which you'll have to buy separately. You can get them on the jaw jacker site or any rod. Not any rod will do. Fishing with a jaw jacker, you need some backbone to the rod to set the hook well. So I use this one for walleye. It's a medium heavy Fenwick. And it has 8-pound test micro ice Berkeley on it. And the jig really makes a difference on your hookups. You need a high quality jig. This is a VMC jig, very sharp, and it's stronger. The flimsier hook jigs, they won't hook up because the hook bends when it sets the hook, or it doesn't get a good hook set. Has to be a strong hook. It's hard. So when the jaw jacker sets, you get a good hook set so the fish won't come off. Now this is how I rig it with a minnow. I got, you know, you want a medium to small size minnow. Gives the fish less chance of pulling the tail. And you want to rig it by putting the hook down the mouth. So you open the mouth up. You bend the minnow around the curve. And then you pop the hook out the back, right behind the dorsal fin. And you slide it up to the mouth, just like that. Now, you can change the angle a jig sits. You don't want it to sit like that. See how the line goes to the top of the eye? Slide that knot around to the bottom of the eye so it sits horizontally like that. That's what you want. Natural presentation. Fish comes along, pulls on it, gets hooked in the lip just like that. So let's get this set up. You want to clear the ice out so you can set up your jaw jacker across the hole, pegs on each side of the hole, and the trigger mechanism in the middle. Once you got your minnow on the jig, just drop it down to the bottom. You see on the rod, I have the little loop. These come with the jaw jacker. You put it through the side of the rod, not the end. You put it through the side, okay? Once that minnow is on the bottom, just put your rod in the rod holder. Close the bail and then just reel it up a little bit, take up some of the slack. Then keep clear of the rod, because if this thing goes up and your face is over top of it, you might get hit in the eye. That could hurt. Just stay off to the side, raise the trigger mechanism. You see the hook? Just put that right through the little loop. Hold it down, this tab, with your finger, like that. Don't let go of that. I always hold on to that the whole time I'm around the jaw jacker, because if you let go of that accidentally, you could get hit in the face. No use getting hit. flip the other trigger mechanism up. Now I can let go of this and it stays just fine, okay? It stays like that, no problem. So see this loose line now? What you do is you can just reel up the slack like this till it's tight on the bottom. Then I usually put, 8 inches, 12 inches, 10 inches off the bottom like that. You hold it with your finger, reel up like this, and there you go. You're set. That's it. You're done. You're fishing. So that's what it looks like all set up, and it's fishing. You can also change the tension. You can make it really light, so any little touch, this hammer will drop and the rod will go off. This little wing nut here is how you adjust the tension. It has a spring. You can crank it to make it tighter, you can crank it to make it looser. Depending on the species of fish you're fishing, you adjust that. When I'm fishing trout, I make it really light. They grab it in, they get hooked. Walleye, a little bit harder. You want them to grab that minnow and suck it in before they get hooked. So just crank up the tension just a little bit so it doesn't just drop down. Also, you're using a heavier jig, so if you set it too light, it'll set off. So you need to adjust that tension according to your presentation and the weight of the hook and the type of fish you're fishing for. But overall, I give this product 2 thumbs up. I'm really happy with it. And if you like ice fishing, this is another thing to add to your arsenal. And I tell you, some of those days that the fish are slow, this thing will outfish you a lot. And if you didn't have this with you, you'll be going home skunked. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Look at that, we got a fish. We got a walleye. That couldn't be better. Now, if you guys aren't believers after that, I mean, you can't set that up. This is not Hollywood, this is real life. My father-in-law is killing himself laughing behind the camera. You couldn't believe it, man. Let's get this walleye up here, let him go on his way, and thanks for watching again.
I like the word arsenal.
Hey, we're fishing, man. We're catching walleye out here, having a great time. Look at that. How he took that hook in. If you set that tension just right, they get to do the double suck it in. Hooked right in the top of the mouth though. Let's let this guy go, get it back down there, catch some more. Okay, let's let this beautiful walleye go. Goodbye.
Okay, hold it.
Gretzky skates up the ice. The puck's in sight. Wide open net. Last game in the playoffs.